Before the money and before the name, before the empire and before the fame, there was a code written in no book, signed in no office, but binding as bone, and older than everything that came after it. They don't teach it in the classroom, don't hand it out at birth. You earn the code by proving that you understand his word, by showing up when showing up costs something that you own, by keeping what you promised when you're keeping it alone. I received mine in fragments over years of being watched from men who said nothing but whose standards never notched. A look across the table when I almost crossed the line, a hand upon the shoulder at the barely visible sign. That's how the code transmits, not in lecture, not in speech, but in the thousand small corrections just inside your reach. In the way the elders moved and what they didn't tolerate, in the silence they reserved for men who showed up to the late. Code of conduct, older than the law they wrote in stone. Code of conduct, something that you carry not a shown. It don't live in Constitution, don't live in the printed page. It lives in what you do when no one's watching from the stage. Code of conduct, not a rule, but a reflection of your spine. Not what you do in public, but what you do at the line. Code of conduct. First principle, your word is the foundation of your way. Once you speak a thing, you own it, early, middle, late. No amendments, no revisions when the cost begins to show. The code demands you honor what you said an hour ago. Second, what belongs to others never passes through your hand. Not the credit and not the woman, not the promised land. The man who takes what isn't his destroys the only thing that separates the animal from everything we bring. Third, the weak deserve protection, not because they'll repay, but because the strong who prey on weakness ride a different way. From the inside, from the place the code is meant to guard, the man who breaks the weak becomes the weakest afterward. Code of conduct, older than the law they wrote in stone. Code of conduct, something that you carry not a shown. It don't live in Constitution, don't live in the printed page. It lives in what you do when no one's watching from the stage. Code of conduct, not a rule, but a reflection of your spine. Not what you do in public, but what you do at the line. Code of conduct. The Yakuza called it Ninkyo, the chivalry of the underworld, the way of the below. Not because crime was noble, but because even in the dark, a man needs something higher than his hunger in his heart. Without the code, the operation is just appetite, just men consuming everything in permanent twilight. The code was what made brothers out of strangers on the street, what made the impossible sustainable, what made the circle complete. I broke the code once, just once, in a winner I don't name. Chose a comfortable answer over carrying the flame. Nobody saw it, that's the coolest part of what it costs, because the one who saw it clearest was the one I nearly lost myself. The version of myself the code was built to keep, the one who shows the same face whether waking or in sleep. I spent a season earning back what I surrendered in the night, not to anyone outside, to the standard in the light. Because the code don't need a witness and the code don't need a court, it just needs the man inside it to return to what he ought. Genzo kept a list inside a drawer I never saw. He said it held the names of every man who broken every law of the code. He spent a lifetime building into daily breath, not for vengeance and not for records, but to remember before death. He said I keep it so I know the way to what I chose. Every name on there is a lesson that the code still owes to the version of those men they were before they slipped away. A reminder that the code needs tending every single day. He burned it on his last birthday in a garden and alone. Said I've carried it long enough, now let it go to bone. That image never left me, the list, the flame, the free, a man releasing every judgment back of what he used to be. So here is my code, not written, not performed. Sure, keep the word, protect what cannot protect itself. Never take what was not offered, carry the weight that has your name on it. And when you fail the code, and you will return to it, without bitter, without excuse, without the comfort of being forgiven. Before you've done the work,